Let's turn our attention to the Maryland Terrapins, where they have an over-under win total at FanDuel Sportsbook of 4.5, over at plus 108, under at minus 132. Mike Locksley detailed extensively some of the issues that he found with his team last year, said that he lost the locker room, blamed the NIL, the transfer portal, sort of like modern athletics, but claims to have righted the ship, seems to have a group that he is excited to lead onto the field. So after going 4-8 a year ago, Bud, do you think the Terps can win one more game than that in 2025?
I sort of do. I'm a big believer that they hit on Malik Washington. That this kid I think is a pretty nice looking quarterback, dude, and is I was a little bit worried about the loss of Billy Edwards, although he got hurt a lot last year. I do think that's a nice pickup for Wisconsin. We'll get there more on the Wednesday show, but I think they can win some ball games here. Like that's not good. Okay, that's good analysis, Bud. They can win some ball games. Sure. With improved quarterback play, I think they can. Like, I don't know if this receiver room is good, like Jalil Farouk and Caleb Webb and those guys. Okay. O-line, I think, has the potential to be okay with the starters. The depth scares me quite a bit. But, like, I think this defense does have enough athleticism. If you give me, like, a quarterback who I think is probably has the potential to play way better than a Maryland quarterback typically plays, and you give me a defense that gets some stops, I think you could get to 5 wins. I think you can open 3-0. I don't think at Wisconsin is an auto loss, but it's certainly potentially close. At UCLA is not an auto loss. At Rutgers is not an auto loss. Are we sure Michigan State at home is going to be an auto loss? Like, maybe it is, maybe it's not, right? Like, are we sure Indiana? Like, stuff happens in college football. Again, good analysis, Bud. But, like, if Malik is the guy, I think the defense can get some stops. 4.5 is not a crazy win total.
Rebooted everything. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new special teams coordinator. Tom, what's our Bears experience with Monachino?
Excuse me?
Isn't that how you pronounce his name? Who, the new Maryland defensive coordinator?
The Bears.
Wasn't he with the Bears? He's an NFL guy. Yeah.
I don't know if he was with, I don't know who he is. So
here's sort of like the setting, like the way it's filed away in my brain. So Mike Locksley was just like Pep Hamilton, like this like longtime NFL defensive coordinator. I mean, he is like flipping everything. And if he can get it all together, it could be great. If it doesn't, then we might be looking at Mike Locksley's last stand. I don't know what that buyout information is, but it very much seems like a coach is grabbing hold of the ship. We're changing everything out. And if it works to flip the culture, I'm with Bud. I think that this team is too talented to think they can't get to 5-7. I'm on the over here, but I didn't know if we had any extensive knowledge of what we were going to get from our new DC other than, what was an NFL type guy, because I don't always have a book on those types of coaches when they arrive in college.
Looking it up real quick, Ted Monachino was an outside linebackers coach with the Bears when they had Khalil Mack, so he was a great coach because he had Khalil Mack. I would say, I mean, I'm with Bud. I think when you look at the history of Mike Locksley, it's kind of it's a two double-sided sword, because like you can argue that he's had far more winning seasons. Like last year, as far as the final record, was the outlier compared to what these Terps teams have done. But at the same time, he's never had a winning record in the Big Ten either. Like Maryland has never had a winning record in the Big Ten since joining the league. So I look at the schedule, you look at the non-con, and they absolutely have to win their non-con games. They have to beat Florida Atlantic. They have to beat Northern Illinois. They have to beat Towson. That's like a minimum if they're going to hit this over, I feel like. And they should win those. But the problem is once you get into conference play, like Bud said, if Malik Washington is who we kind of think he is, then this team could surprise you. But if he's not, or if they suffer some injuries up front, like this could get ugly. So I'm on the under. It's not anything I'm looking to bet, but I feel like Maryland is one team when I try to break down the Big Ten where I feel like I know the absolute least about what's going to happen with this team in this year. And like you mentioned at the top, Chip, there were locker room issues last season, according to Locksley. if they do get off to a slow start, how quickly do those locker room issues resurface and become a problem for them going down the schedule?
I kind of had to do some balancing with my over-unders. I'm on the under with Tom. Northern Illinois, Thomas Hammock, he went to South Bend last year. It wouldn't be that surprising if he got a win at Maryland. Locks did interview for the Jets job in January. Then that might have been just a resume builder to put your kind of name out there. But why do you take that interview if you're not kind of worried about the end of the rope here coming?
Mm-hmm.
I do not. And the other thing so when Maryland comes to town, I almost feel like you get the best effort from the programs like Wisconsin. Like they're looking at it as we got to win this game. We have to. And even the Michigan State games in Detroit, like it's going to be a game there that's kind of a unique atmosphere. So no matter how Michigan State's season is, maybe they're a little bit more fired up. I just think it could be a long year for Locks. I like them a lot. I worry about some of the stuff that came out last year. If their QB is super special, then it's kind of all bets are off. Maybe they're one of the surprises of the Big Ten, but I need to see it first.
I mean, the buyout's $12 million. That's like nothing for a Big Ten team that's getting a full share now. Right?
Somebody's got to take the losses.
Take the checks.
They also just had I don't know what their basketball as they're trying to rework their basketball program now. I don't know how funds are being diverted and where the passion for the biggest boosters currently lies for Maryland. So that'll be another thing to keep in mind along the way.